Hello everyone, Courtney here from How to Loom Your Dragon. Welcome to part 5 of the Poodle tutorial. Well done if you've come this far. Pretty much all we have left to do is the body, which is pretty basic. We will be attaching the legs to the body, and then we will be doing the stomach, okay, and then just attaching the big poof and the little poofs onto it. And the collar. So we really don't have that much left to do in comparison to what we've already done. So let's get started on the body. Okay, so your loom, you need your 3 looms back into the rectangular format here. And then we will be using our body color. Okay, we're going to be taking 2 at a time. Okay, we are only going to be using 8 rows or 8 columns, so we really actually don't need this one. So I'm going to take off one because we only need 8. Okie doke. So we're taking 2 bands at a time here. Okay, I'm going to start on this side. The body we will be doing in 4 portions. Okay, because we do only have 3 looms here. If you had 12, we could do it in 1, but don't worry about it. Okay, I'm going to stop there, and now I'm just going to go down the rest of the columns with 2 at a time. Alright, so that's all. It may take you a couple minutes, put some music on, put a movie on for a little bit. If you don't like dead silence, I'm not a big fan of dead silence. But for your sake, I am not putting music on right now. Thank goodness we're done with the poofs. That was pretty grueling, I think. No more making poofs unless you're doing a second poodle. Or a third, or however many you're doing. Okay, now we're going to do our horizontals, and we're going to take 2 at a time. Okay. This is going to be a double looped single here. Okay, we're going to take another double looped single here. Now 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. Okay, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, double loop single here, double loop single here, 2 here. I'm like really excited, guys. I cannot wait to be done with this guy. Ah! Can you imagine I made 2 giant ones? 35,000 rubber bands each, and then 3 small ones, about a little more than 7,000 bands each. Double looped here. That means, another double looped, that I used close to 100,000 bands just on the poodles. 100,000. My goodness. Alright, double looped here. Double looped here. Double looped. Oh wait, no. Sorry, this one is a double looped as well. There's a reason I'm doing like double looped every other, like zigzagged, because if we do all the double loops in the same, between the same 2 columns, that when we pull it off, it's going to end up looking squished together the last 2 rows because of the double looped bands. That's why I'm kind of reversing it every other one. Alright, and then 2 here. Okay, yay! Now we're going to take our head, and we're going to take our front legs. Okay. So grab your guy's head, and you're going to hold it so it's right side up. Okay, head is right side up. You have 5 loose ends at the end here. We're going to focus on these 3. So the one in the middle, this one, and this one. Okay, these 2 we're not going to worry about just yet. So first I'm going to go through the bands, the set of bands in the middle. Okay, go through the loops. Make sure you go through the loops. Do not mess that up. Okay, you're going to wrap them around this peg at the end. Okay, then you're going to go through the next one. Wrap that around the next one, and then the final one we're going to wrap around this one here. Okay. Alright, so the other 2 are just kind of hanging off, okay? We didn't attach those, and we're going to attach that to the other half when we do the other half, okay? So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 2 bands of my body color, and I'm going to lay them on each of these pegs on this column. Okay, not on the first one here, but on all the other ones, I'm going to lay 2 bands. And the reason I'm doing 2 is so that it's more stable, okay, than just 1 for this part. Okay, 2 bands. You can kind of push the bands down on the peg if you want to. Oops. And even on this end one as well. Once I've done that, I'm going to loop up this column. Okay, so like we did before, we're just looping as if those bands aren't there, but we don't want them to fall off. Okay, they're very important, those bands. Alright, so we looped up that one. Now we're going to loop up the next one. Okay, so we're going to go up this one, all the way up to the end. Okay, we're also going to go in here and do this one. Okay, so loop up these. Okay. We are also going to loop up the fourth one. First, let's loop over these two to the side. Okay, and then we're going to loop all the way up the fourth one. Okay, dig down here, loop over these two. Okay, and I'm going to loop up 3 times on this one, just 3. So here's 1, 2, 3. I'm going to stop there and I'm going to loop up the rest. So let's go over here, loop over and up. Okay, we can loop all the way up this one. And the diagonals here, and these. These. Oops. Okay, just like that. I'm going to take, look, I want you to look at your front legs, okay? They're opposite, okay? So one side of your leg is flatter than the other, okay? So if I look at my leg, I notice that this side is the curved side of this one, okay? You're going to grab that leg, okay? The one that's flat on this side and curved on this side, okay? It doesn't matter that much if you grab the other one, but it looks better this way. You're going to hold it so the flatter side of the arm is facing up, okay? And the paw, the claws of the paw are facing the head. That's very important, okay? If it doesn't look that way, then you probably grabbed the wrong leg. Alright, make sure it's the front leg, okay? The one with 4 tying bands at the top, not 5. Okay, so I'm going to go through the first set of loops here, okay? See which loops I'm going through here. And we're going to wrap those around this peg here, okay? we're going to loop up once, then you're going to go through the next set of loops. Make sure you go through all 4 of the loops, wrap them around the next peg, loop up, go through the next set, whoops, wrap them around the next peg, whoops, loop up, and the final one wrapped around here, loop up. Okay, and now I'm just going to loop up the rest of this column. Okay, now once I've done that, I'm going to, of course, I put my other bands away. You're going to take bands of any color, and you're going to tie off the 8 loose ends at the top. So I recommend not using the color you're using for the body, just so you can see them and they're easier to take off later. I'm just using red here. Okay, and then we can take him off carefully. Don't rip him off, don't yank him. You don't want the bands to be all stretched out. Okay, once you've done that, you can take off the bands around the front leg, and hopefully you wrapped the loops around correctly. Hopefully. Okay, we're going to do the other half of the front. Okay, so now we're going to do this side. So you can just put him aside for a minute. And we're going to do the exact same thing we just did, just symmetrically. Okay, so now I'm going to start on this side. 2 bands at a time, just like I did before. Okay, just like that. All right. And again, we're just going to go down each column, so feel free to put back on that music or movie. So it's not that this poodle is technically hard to make. Like, the techniques aren't that difficult. It's more like the time and patience. And frustration if you don't wrap the body parts around correctly, because then the bands come apart. But the technique really isn't difficult at all. Like, I only use basic looming in all my designs pretty much. I never use monster tail, fish tail, you know, any other special patterns. I really don't use them at all. All my designs are just different techniques with the same basic looming. Okay, now we're again doing our horizontals, so grabbing 2 at a time. Okay, again here, double looped here. Double looped here, and here. And double looped here, here. Looped. Anytime we put horizontals between just 2 columns, you always want to double loop. Always, always. Okay. We're not going to be putting the loose bands on this side because we put doubles on the other side. Alright, so you're going to grab your front torso thing that we started to do, and what we're going to do is we're going to go through the middle set of bands again, okay? So we have the 2 loose sets here on the neck that we're going to attach to here, and then we're going to repeat and go through the same middle one. You can tell which one it is because it has the tying band around it, okay? You're going to go through those loops again, and that's going to go around this peg, okay? And then let's wrap the other 2 around. So the next one in line is going to go around this peg. Make sure your head is right side up, okay? And the last one's going to go around this one. Okay, so just like that. And once you've done that, we're going to loop up. Have your other front leg near you because we will be attaching it pretty soon. We will also be needing fiberfill for when we do the stomach. Okay, so get that ready as well. Over, okay, go into here. This one we are, again, yeah, we're looping all the way up this fourth one here as well. Okay, loop the 2 horizontals here. Loop up 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And loop over this one. Loop up. Okay. Grab your other front leg, hold it like this, make sure your claws are facing the head. Okay, don't attach it backwards or you're going to be really upset with yourself. Okay, so go through the loops here, okay, these loops, wrap them right around this peg, and loop up, okay. Go through the next set, wrap them, loop up, next set, wrap them, loop up, final set, wrap, and loop. Alright, grab your tying bands, tie off all 8 of your ends. Okay, we're going to take off the tying bands around here and around here. Obviously you just don't want to take off the ones at the base of that torso there. Okay, so pull them off. Okay, so it should look like this. You should have your head like this, and your torso, one half has the bands popping out of the inside of it. Okay. Get on the other side. Okay, so there you go. You can kind of pull the bands inward. Okay, so now we're going to do the back half of the torso. All right, that's the front half. So cute, look at him. He loves you. Roar. Okay. All right, back half time. I wonder how many bags of bands I've gone through with all my loom creations. Who knows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Yeah, okay. So 2 bands here. Okay. 2 bands here. 2 bands diagonally. 2 bands at a time here. I'm not going to say that each time. You already know that. Okay, you can put on background music again temporarily. Okay. You see how I did that? Okay, so over twice, diagonally 3 times, down 3 times, diagonally once, down twice, diagonally once, down twice. Okay. And now, like we did before, we're just going to fill all this in with 2 bands at a time. Okay, so there you go. Take a look. Make sure yours matches mine. Okay. Let's do our horizontals, 2 at a time. Okay. We are going to double loop here. Okay, 2 at a time here. And here. Okay, we're going to double loop here. 2 at a time here. 2 here. 2 here. 2 here. Double loop here and double loop here. 2 here. 2 here. 2 here. 2 here. Double looped here. And now we can do 2 at a time all the way across here. Whoops. Two here, 2 here, 2 here. Double looped here. Double looped here. Okay. Alright, so we're going to grab the front half of our poodle. Okay, grab your back legs because we will be attaching them shortly. Okay, gosh. Okay, we are going to attach this side, okay? So if this is him right side up, we're going to make sure he's right side up when you attach this, okay? Head is right side up, body is right side up, okay? We're attaching the side with all the loose bands popping out, and we're going to have to put some more on here when we loop. So we're going to attach all the loose ends to all these pegs here. Okay, so let's go through the first set and attach. Make sure you get those loose bands around there as well. And you know what? We'll just loop up there now. So we're going to put 2 bands on every peg as we loop. Okay. Make sure you get in there. Oh, my doggie is barking. I think she's jealous. She's barking because she's jealous that these little poodles are getting all my attention instead of her. I'm just kidding. I don't know why she's barking. She's just a nutty dog. She's a nut mutt. That's what I call her, my little nut mutt. Or that's one of the names I call her. I have a bunch of names I call that dog. Okay, so cool. We looped up that column with all the loose bands there. Alright, it doesn't really matter if we pull these out now or later, but it might be easier if I just yank them. Okay. Alright, so let's attach the next set here. Loop these bands around the next set, and we're going to loop up all the way up this one as well, okay? So let's loop up this one. Okay, let's attach the third set. Alright, this column we are going to be looping up almost all the way, so just watch what I'm doing or how far I go up as we go. Okay, this one I'm going to stop right here. Okay, and in the fourth one, okay, we're going to attach the fourth set. And this set we are going to loop up 7 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Yeah, okay. Alright. This next one, let's attach that. We are going to loop up all the way. Okay, let us attach the next one. Loop up all the, up to here, okay? Don't go all the way up this, alright? Just up to here. Alright, this one, attach that around, up to here. Okay, and then let's do the final one. Make sure you go through the loop. Sometimes people go in between the loops from the wrong direction and then it's not attached, so make sure you attach it by going through the loops. Alright, loop the diagonals here, then we go down and loop up these. Loop up that one. Let's go in here. Loop up here. Okay, so I looped up to here. These are still unlooped, which is because we're going to be attaching the back leg here. So, grab your back legs. Man, my goodness. Too much fiberfill. Put too much fiberfill in these legs because it's like popping out. Okay, so grab your back legs. The fiberfill, chances are the fiberfill is popping out of the side that we want to face outward. The flat side, right? So if you look at them, if you face them toward you and you look at them, there is a flatter side and a curved side, okay? The flat side, we're going to attach it like that, okay? So make sure you grab the right leg with the flat side so it's up, so not this one, this one. Make sure the toenails are pointing toward the head, okay? The foot is facing the head. And we're going to go through the first set here, wrap that around this peg here, so the one we looped up to. Loop up once, go through the next set, wrap that around, loop up that, go through the next set, loop up that, go through the next one, loop up this one. Okay, then we want to loop up this guy. Okay. I did the diagonal, and we're going to attach this final set to this peg, okay? So the next column up, we're attaching this one to. One goes around here, okay? Then we're going to loop up this guy, then this diagonal, then we're going to go over and over again. And now I'm just going to take 2 bands, 2 more brown ones, so your body color. You're going to go into this peg through all the bands, pulling those two through it. Reclaim the end, so it looks like this. Grab a random color tying band, doesn't matter the color. Pull through all those bands, and oops. Pull through those bands and tie off, okay? So the tying band is wrapped around the 2 that we wrapped around the rest of them. Okay. Hopefully that's made sense. And now we can pull this off carefully. Okay. Hopefully I didn't miss any. Oh, that would be a nightmare. It's always a nightmare when that happens, when you miss a set. Ugh. But at least the body is tied off, so you know where you can start from if that happens. Alright, so once we've pulled it off, we can pull the loose bands toward the center here. Do not take this one off. We need that one on, but we can take off the ones around the back leg. Whoops. And the ones around the midsection here. Okay, all of these we can take off. Oops. Alright, so we've finished this half. Now we just have to do the back half of the other side, okay? So you can put him to the side. Let's do the other side, alright? Okay. So again, this is opposite of what we just did. So we're going to make sure all our rows are pushed down, and we're going to take 2 at a time and just follow me. Okay, now I'm just filling it in. It's kind of like coloring in the coloring book. You have your outline and you gotta fill it in without going outside the lines. Okay, alright, horizontals. 2 at a time here. Double looped here. 2 here. 2 here. Double looped here. 2 here. And here. And here. And here. Double looped here. Double looped here. 2 here. And here. And here. And here. Double looped here. Double looped here. Oh wait, no, just kidding. This we can do 2, 2, and 2, 2, 2, and 2, 2, 2, 2. This one is 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, double looped here, double looped here, 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. Yay! Grab your poodle. Okay, so now he is right side up and we are going to attach the other half here. Okay, so let's go through this one. Okay. Alright, I'm going to loop all the way up. Again, this side we're not attaching those loose bands to this column since we did it on the other one. Right, let's attach the next set. And go all the way up this one. Attach around this one. Now this one is the one we're going up almost all the way. So this one, okay, so I went up to here, so we didn't do that last one, okay? This one, again, we're going to attach and loop up 7 times. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stop there. Let's do the next one. And the next one. All the way up. Sorry, I'm not trying to, this might come out of the camera screen a little bit because he's kind of pushing his way out of there. Oh, what did I miss one? I missed a set. Guess what that means. You know what to do. You keep going. I missed a set figures, so I have to pretty much unloop all of these and go back. But if you want to skip forward in the video, you can. I'm sorry. I have to unloop these. Big pain in the butt. See, we all make mistakes. But you don't want to miss a set like I just did. See what happens. We all make mistakes. Oh man, I have to unloop that too. Fun, 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 fun. Fun not. It shouldn't take me too long, I'm almost there anyway. Please don't dislike this video just for this part. I hope you all appreciate that I'm putting this tutorial out there. I mean, if that happened to you, you just have to unloop all the bands up to the point where you missed the set. So this one I had missed this one here. So I have to loop the correct one around. That's why it was probably smarter to wrap them all around first before looping, but oh well. What's done is done. Not a big deal. Fixed it pretty quickly, I think. Oh, oops, I don't want to loop that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Alright, so I looped up 7 times. Not that one. Okay. See, I almost made another mistake. Ugh. Pay attention, Cortney. Here we go, little guy. We got it. Don't worry. Don't worry, little truffle. You're okay, little dude. Love this little brown poodle. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, now that's all remedied. Alright, so continuing. Sorry about that, everybody. Okay. Okay, let's go diagonally here. Loop up here. Loop diagonally here. Up here. Diagonally here. Okay, now we're going to attach our other back legs. So grab your other back leg, face it so the claws and paw are going that way. Okay, flat side is up. And I have so much fiberfill sticking out of mine, I should really take some of that out. It's a big pain in the rear end though. Okay, attaching this one here. Okay, make sure the claws are facing toward the head. Next set. Whoops. I wonder how many bands I've used in total with all my creations. Probably like a million. Close to a million. Pretty crazy, huh? Pretty crazy. Alright, fourth set we're attaching here. And we're going to loop up, and then we're going to loop the diagonal here. Don't forget that. Fifth set we are attaching here. Loop up, diagonally, loop over, and again, we're taking 2 bands and pulling them through all of these. Claiming the loops, okay, like that, and then taking a tying band of any color and doing a slip knot here. Okay, once that's done, we can pull him off. It's always very nerve-wracking when you're taking it off the loom. You can do it. Doop-a-doo. Alright. We're going to take off the tying bands around the leg. Okay, leave this one on, obviously, and take off the tying bands around the middle of the stomach here. Okay. So once we've done that, we have our two halves here. We're going to have to connect that together now. So just pull or tug on your bands a little bit, these loose ones, not too hard. You just want to make sure they're all facing the center. Then you're going to turn your poodle upside down, okay? And you're going to grab your hook. Grab a C-clip because we will be needing that. Okay, so we're going to be stitching the body. Actually, I'm going to be putting him this way, upside down, because it's easier for me this way. Okay, so we need to pull these bands through the other side. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to focus on this edge here, okay? Okay, you're going to kind of split apart right here. Now, here's that middle set that both of these are coming out from, okay? Here's the middle set. We're going to go through this set. So it looks like I'm going through 4 bands here, but really I'm just going through the 2, right? Just like this. Go through that next set, and then you're going to grab the first 2 bands and pull it through. Okay, I pulled my 2 bands through. I'm going to move my hook up so they're deeper on the hook, or lower on the hook. Then you're going to take your hook and you're going to go through the next set. Then you're going to pull the next 2 through that set and the 2 that are on the hook. Okay. This is just what we were doing before when attaching the poofs to the feet, so it's really not that different. So we're just going to go down the line through each set, pulling the bands through 2 at a time. Okay, don't miss any, otherwise the poodle's going to be crooked. So you want to just make sure you grab the 2 every time. Oops, where's the other one? There it is. Okay. This is one of the more exciting parts of the tutorial because we're nearing the end, which makes it more and more exciting to see what he looks like once his body's stitched together. Okay, so once you've pulled the last 2 through the other side, it should look pretty even at the end, okay? Make sure you didn't miss any, so just turn him over and make sure there's no loose bands sticking out here. If there are, then you missed some. So I'm going to hold these 2 bands with my fingers while I use my hook to go through random bands down here. And just stick your hook through a bunch of the bands. And what you're going to do is you're just going to pull those 2 loops through and grab your C-clip. Where'd mine go? Here. And just clip the end there, okay? Now you can look at how cute he looks so far. He looks very skinny, but he won't when we put the poof on him, okay? So now I'm going to do the tail, okay? Grab your loom, we're going to do the tail. Alright, so we're going to double loop a single band. Okay, we're going to do that 3 more times. So double looped 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we're going to take 3 bands. 3 bands, okay? 1. We're going to do that 4 times as well. Twice. 3 times. 4 times. And now we're going to take 3 bands at a time. I'm going to go down 4 more times here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Grab 3 more again. I'm going to go here diagonally. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to double loop single band between those 2, double loop another between these, double loop another between these. Now you're going to grab your dog and he's right side up, okay? We're going to attach the 2 loose ends to these 2 pegs, but as we do it, we're going to pull the tying band off. So go through the 4 loops and pull off the tying band. This is very, very important. Be very careful during this part. Hello? Why is my computer doing this? Ugh, hold on, my screen went black. I've got to make sure my thing records at all times because there have been times when it stopped recording in the middle of the video. So I have to make sure it's constantly recording. Okay. Alright, so your hook's through the bands. You are going to lay all 4 loops on top of here and push down as far as you can go. Make sure they don't come off as we do the other side, okay? So go through the loops on the other side. Wrap them around this peg. Okay. Then we're going to lift up the top 2 of each. So lift up the top 2 here and the top 2 here. Then you are going to double loop a brown band and put it across here. If you do not put this horizontal band across, there's going to be a hole in the tail. So make sure you do it, okay? It's worth the risk as long as you do it right. Okay? Loop up the 3 bands here. Here and here and here. And here, and here, 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 and just loop up the rest of the way. Okay, once you've looped up to the top, you can just take your hook and pull it off, because we have to add a couple more bands onto this tail. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add 4 more double loops bands, okay? So we're going to double loop a band, put it on our hook, pull it through, reclaim. I'm going to do that 3 more times. 2, 3. Okay. Now you're just going to take one more and you're going to slip knot it through. Okay, so pull it through, then just do a slip knot. If you're making a dog other than a poodle, I recommend you pull the band and zigzag it through so you don't have this random loose band here, but since we're putting the tail poof on, it doesn't matter. So grab your tail poof, okay, and we are going to open it up. So we kind of gotta make sure these bands are tight. The two loose bands, the two tying bands on each side, make sure you pull them tight, okay? You're gonna open up the hole, so you gotta kind of force it open. This is a little tricky, this part. Open up the hole and you gotta kind of fit the tail into the hole. Okay, you gotta kind of push it up. Push it. Okay, so about that much. So it's like, looks like this, okay? Now, we're gonna take the 4 tied bands and we gotta tie them through here. So you're gonna stick your hook through random bands in the tail and pull them through. Okay. Actually, we gotta pull them through higher, so because we gotta hide the C-clip. So I'm gonna like go through maybe this set here. Okay. Just pull them through. There's no strict rule on this, so don't panic if you can't see exactly what I'm doing. Pull the other ones through. Random bands. Doesn't matter because this is all going to be hidden under the poof, so whatever bands you pull them through, don't worry if it's not exactly the opposite for each side. Okay, so just pull. If I can get them through, that would be nice. You fool! Go through. Okay. So, where are my other ones? There's one. There they are. Okay, so I pulled them through. Okay, now what I can actually do is you can C-clip them, or once you've pulled them through, maybe even wrap them around and then just pull the tail down, the poof down over them. Maybe we could just do it that way. Okay, but you want to kind of cover those bands because they look kind of sloppy, so let's try to cover them up. Or this is not working out like I wanted it to. Forget it, I'm going to C-clip it instead. Sorry guys. Do whatever works for you. However, when it looks nice, just leave it. When it looks the way you want it, just leave it. Okay. Just going to pull the bands through some more. Let's C-clip it. Let's see if this works. I really, really want this tail poof to look nice, because I just do. Yeah. Well, whatever. I'm being like uber picky about it right now. Just kind of yanking it up because this moved down. Roar! Anyway, you want to try to hide the C-clip under the poof, however you want to do that. I'm kind of just messing with this thing right now, and I'm just making it worse, but yeah, so just do that, okay? Hide the C-clip underneath. You just want to attach it so that it's not going to come off, so that's why I use the C-clip. Okay, so however you want to do that, there's really no rule on how to do that. look beautiful no matter what, I'm sure. Okay? I'll just have to move the C-clip up into the poof. Okay? I'm just going to move my C-clip up after I'm done turning this video off, okay? So, alright, so there you go. Go to the last video, we will do the stomach and stuff him and add his big poof and little poofs on his back, okay? His collar. Yay! We're on the home stretch, guys. Yay!